Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another class on Verbling with Abby. Very excited to have you. This is a quite a variety-filled class. We're going to have a lot of discussion. We're going to do some reading, and then we're going to look at some vocabulary and see how we can use that in different circumstances or situations. Hi, Andrea. Welcome back to class.
Hello, Abby. Thank you.
How was your weekend? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, quite a good time. Just watching, well, surfing the internet, watching sometimes watching movies, and yeah,
So a nice relaxing weekend then.
yeah, kind of.
Cool. Good to have you back in class, Andrew. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
And Julian?
Hi,
Julian,
how are you?
I'm good. Julian, how are you today?
Fine, fine, very good. Here in Colombia is a holiday and a long weekend.
A long weekend. Why is it a long weekend? What's the occasion?
I'm here in Bogotá, Colombia.
Sorry, what for Colombia?
Bogotá, the capital.
Ah, okay. It's a long weekend here in Canada too.
Yes? Okay, good.
It is. It's a long weekend, which really has no effect on me, but everybody else is happy.
Yeah.
I prefer to spend time with you guys anyways. Welcome, Julian. Thank you for coming. Michael, welcome back to class.
Hi, Abby.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And Tony. Tony, how are you? Welcome back to class. Oh, maybe some problems with your audio.
Hi, teacher.
Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Teacher, do you hear me?
I
Yes,
hear you
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was okay.
Was okay?
Nothing special.
Mm.
Yes, nothing special.
Well, I'm glad that you're back in class with us today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey, Alexandra.
Yeah. Hi,
Long
Abby.
time no see.
Exactly.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm doing well. It's so nice to have you back in class. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
How was your weekend?
It was just fine. Um, and next week I'm leaving for the United States, and I'm very excited.
What part? Where are you going, if you don't mind me asking?
To many places, but I will be spending most of the time in New York.
Okay. Well, if you go up north to Seattle, you can send me a message because I'm close to Seattle.
Okay.
Hi, thanks for coming, Alexandra. Hi, Aka, welcome.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Do you have anything exciting to tell me?
Exciting. Nothing.
Pressure.
I ate ice cream with blueberry syrup right before the class.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. That was
Blueberry
yummy.
syrup.
Yeah.
I've never had that before. Only fresh
Uh,
blueberries.
yeah, but it's imported food from America. So
Mm.
maybe, yeah, because blueberry, yeah, maybe, yeah, kind of fresh fruit in America, but yeah. Sometimes fresh, but usually blueberry was sold. It's sold, kind of that syrup or frozen blueberry. That's
Mm.
more common. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting. Don't tease me, Aka. I'm on a diet.
Okay.
Good. And let me say hello to Eduardo. Welcome back to the class. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Abby.
Good. Glad to have you with us. Anything you want to tell me?
Nothing in particular. Yeah.
Okay. If you think of something, let me know.
Okay.
And welcome back, Lucy, to the class.
Nice to see you again.
Thanks for joining us. So this class is a conversation-based class, as most of my classes are. But we're going to be using a short article. We're going to read a little bit about a famous person. Does anybody know who we're talking about today? Who can tell me?
Yes, Hurricane Carter. And actually, I knew his name in the song, Bob Dylan's song Hurricane. You know.
Can you sing a little bit of it for us?
Da 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 la 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 la. Here goes the hurricane. Yeah. Maybe 10 minutes song, long song to describe, you know, the Bob Dylan thought he was innocent, but he is in jail. That's the plot of, not the plot, it's a real story actually.
Yeah, lots of people were talking about this. That's what made it such a famous case, a famous story, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who can tell me something that they know about Reuben Hurricane Carter? Who can tell us something that they know about his character, who he was? Who's heard of him before?
Well, I watched Denzel Washington movie, so
yeah.
that's what I know. Yeah.
What do you remember from the movie?
Well, I remember the kid who is trying to help him when he was in jail, and tried to encourage him to defend himself and try to prove his innocence. Yeah.
Excellent, yeah. So that's what we're going to read about today. To be honest with you guys, I don't know, I didn't, at least before I saw this lesson, but I didn't know a lot about this character. Obviously, I'd heard of him before, but I guess I'm too young. But we're going to learn about his character now and use his story to have a conversation, okay? So I'll just hand you guys the document in the chat box, and I'll also share my screen for those who prefer it. Is the Verbling chat working for everybody?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. That's
Yeah.
what we will use.
Oh, for me it's not working.
Doesn't work, Andre?
No.
Okay, so could everybody hop over to the other chat with me, to the Google chat, and we will use that for our lesson today. Just so we can all be on the same page and poor little Andre doesn't get left out of the conversation. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. There's some pre-reading questions that we can have a little discussion with. Maybe, Andre, you'd like to read number 1 for us.
Do you enjoy watching combat sports like wrestling, boxing, and karate? Why or why not?
And your answer?
Yes, I'm a fan of martial arts and like watching karate and other martial arts.
Why do you like it, Andre? What appeals to you about it?
I don't know. It's kind of maybe it comes from my childhood. Maybe because I want to be strong and to defend myself. I don't know. Maybe because of that.
Yeah, that could have something to do with it for sure. Usually boys are more into those things than girls, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Eduardo? What kind of things are you into? Do you enjoy combat sports or no? Tell us why.
Not especially. Yeah, maybe in Olympic Games when at the end some final of karate or judo, but not especially. I don't usually watch boxing or wrestling. Yeah, no.
Not your thing. Why do you think you're not attracted to it?
I have no idea. I don't have nothing against. It's a sport like any other, but I don't know why.
You know, for me, I mean, I'm kind of on the same page as you, Eduardo. I think for me, maybe I'm not attracted to it because when I watch violence, it makes me like cringe. I think like, ouch, that would hurt, and it just doesn't appeal to me. But I did go to Mexican wrestling, and that was hilarious. So it just depends what kind of combat sports we're talking about. What about anybody else? Who would like to share whether they enjoy watching sports like this? Why or why not? Who else could give us an answer? All right, let's go to number 2. Julian. Is it Julian or Julian?
Julian.
Sorry?
Julian.
Julian. Can you please read number 2 for us and give us your answer?
What's your definition of racism? I don't know. It's when you don't like black people, for example, the same color of skin. I don't know, when you don't like the people with other, I don't know, nationality, for example, African people. I don't know. It's a concept. I don't know, but I hate the racism. But I don't know. It's when you don't like the other people very close to me, very close to you, or to other people. I don't know. Don't give the opportunity to interact, to talk with others. I don't know. It's my opinion.
Good. No, thank you. That's a really good opinion. And can you just repeat the word for me? It's racism.
Racism.
Yeah, racism.
Racism. Okay.
Does anybody else have an opinion or what they think racism is, or maybe an example of something that they've seen that they would consider to be racism?
That's a hard topic, not for not for a small talk.
No. Well, we're not going to get too into it. Don't worry, Michael.
No, I know. I just mentioned that that's a difficult topic.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? I mean, it's on you. Do you think that it's important to learn how to talk about these things in English, or do you think that we should avoid it, like it doesn't exist? What do you think?
I think it is it actually exists still now, so why not talk?
Well, that's just it.
Yeah.
Right? None of us are racist people, we would hope, but to be able to understand what it is in English is probably an important part of learning a language, right?
Right.
And it's a common problem all over the world. I think
Yeah.
we can speak about it.
It's amazing how, the majority of people, I mean, I don't have any friends that are racist, but it still comes up in the world, doesn't it? We still see it on the news, we still hear about it. So obviously it's still a worldwide issue.
And the most surprising thing, for example, for me was that I found out that in the USA there is racism. I thought that after like Martin Luther King there are no racism in the United States. But watching like some news, American TV, I realized that there are some issues in some states for sure in this topic.
You're absolutely right, Michael. It's still very, very common. Very common. Anyone else have a comment about racism, what they've noticed, or something you've seen in your country?
Yeah, in my country, racism is very common because many different ethnicities live in my country, and at the beginning of the last century, when the Turkey Republic founded, they didn't agree other people. Only they agree Turkish people, and they said all the people live in Turkey are Turkish. We don't agree another people. But in Turkey right now, maybe around 20 million Kurdish people live. Maybe 5 million Arabic people live, and different ethnicities. And they banned all other people's culture and language. You only allowed to speak Turkish or go to Turkish language schools. and they assimilated other peoples. Only now Kurdish people struggling about that, fighting for their rights.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us, Ali.
Yeah.
It exists worldwide. You know, coming from Canada, this is something that I have no experience with, because in Canada it just doesn't seem to be, I mean, there's many issues in Canada. It's certainly not a perfect country, but this is something that doesn't really come up. So I always find it interesting to hear from other people from different places. Let's go to number 3.
Yes.
Alex. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
My native language was forbidden maybe 10 or 15 years ago until and my people fighting for maybe 40 years for our language or our some basic human rights. After that, situation is a little better, but we have many problems. Still, we have many problems.
Thanks for sharing that. Let's go to number 3. Alexandra, could you read number 3 for us and give us your answer?
What is a Jewry?
Mm-hmm.
A Jewry is a term which comes from court system, judicial system, and it's a group of different people, people of different origin, age, profession, who gather together and they take part in a trial. Is that right? Trial?
Absolutely. Good. Excellent.
Yeah. They take part in a trial, and the defender and so there is a defender, a lawyer who defends the person, and there is a person who makes charges against this person. So they both take part in the court, they present their arguments, and then the jury has to decide whether the person is guilty or not.
Awesome explanation, Alexandra. It was perfect. Good vocabulary. Anybody here ever been on jury duty? Has anyone ever been on jury duty?
No.
Me neither. I think that would be kind of scary. Big responsibility, right?
But in Canada, I've heard that they send you like a letter, and you receive a letter, and you should come and you should be. And if you don't, and you cannot refuse. If you are only insane, maybe, or you have some psychological problems. Yeah, is it true?
That's very true, Michael. You know a lot about Canada.
Okay. I think that told me a Canadian citizen.
In Canada, you if you get called for jury duty, you have to be on that jury unless there's a really good reason not to be. So it's a big responsibility. Let's go to number 4. Lucy, do you want to read number 4 for us and give us your answer?
Of course. Have you heard any news stories about a person being sent to jail for a crime he or she did not commit? Actually, I've heard about people who didn't commit the crime, but I don't know if it was true. I mean, it were all speculations, and nothing was. I don't know if it was true. It wasn't certain if they was or weren't
guilty.
Guilty, yes.
So, Lucy, when you hear those stories, how does it make you feel when you imagine the idea that somebody might innocently be in jail?
I think it's injustice, but I don't know. Maybe powerful people had a good reason to put those people behind the bars. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Good, excellent. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else want to talk about a story like this that they've heard or they know about?
Yes.
Yeah, some prisoner after 30 years, and recently he spent in jail after 30 years, but Supreme Court, judged he is innocent, so he was released. But
Wow.
30 years he cannot return. Actually, nobody compensate such
No.
life. Yeah, his life.
Yes.
Yeah,
Government just
sometimes
say
happens.
pardon.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard pill to swallow, we say in English. That means it's difficult to accept.
Mm.
Okay, has anyone remember the story in Australia about a dingo? Did anyone hear that story? The dingo,
Yes, I think there is a movie about that, no?
yeah, A Cry in the Night, I think it's called, the movie. Do you remember what it was about, Eduardo?
Yes, about they are camping, if I don't remember badly,
That's
and yeah, a dingo is like a stall, not a stall, of course, because she's just follow his instincts and take a baby from a couple, and people accuse them of kill their baby. No?
Yes, that's exactly it. What made me think of it, Eduardo, it was just on the TV like a few nights ago, and I saw it on TV with Meryl Streep, I think it was. Good.
Yeah.
And anybody else want to share?
Yes, I think it's very common in my country. Many people sent to jail or prison. They didn't commit a crime. Usually, government decide about politics. For example, in last 5 years, 10,000 Kurdish politicians go to the prison, and we don't know what is their crime, what they did, and still we don't know. But they are in prison more than 5 years. Uh, some of them politician or mayor, uh, and when they want, they take to prison, or when they want, they take out you prison. It's not about law, just political decision.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Ali. Number 5. Tony, do you want to read number 5 for us and see if you can answer it?
Yes. What's the difference between an autobiography and a biography? If someone writes your story, it is a biography. But if you write it by yourself, it is an autobiography.
Hey, good job, Tony. What would you rather do? Write a biography or an autobiography? What would you rather write?
I think I would have help. So I would prefer if someone else write a biography for me.
Okay, very good. Anyone else have a different answer, or they'd like to say if they'd rather write an autobiography or a biography?
Yeah,
And why?
kind of. Some people write autobiography by themselves, but I think in many cases, kind of ghostwriter help or write based on their talking, even though it is called autobiography. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, that's true.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, maybe the kind of biography based on the the person talking is more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Aka. We better get into our vocabulary preview. We've got 10 words that we want to make sure we understand before we read. Let's start with Andri. Could you do number 1 for us?
Yeah, middleweight. It's a boxer whose weight is in the mid-range.
Okay. Can you think of what would we call the one below and the one above? Andri, do you know?
Lightweight, I guess, and heavyweight.
Perfect. Good job. Eduardo, number 2.
Conviction. Conviction is a sentence, no? Yes. Okay.
Very good. So which one in the list matches with that or would be synonymous with that?
Yeah, I'm reading. Yeah, maybe a ruling that a person might stay in prison for life, but that's a life. No, okay, no. A guilty verdict.
There you go. Excellent job, Eduardo. Julian, next one, number 3.
Okay, note to cause a person to become unconscious.
Absolutely. Sorry, your microphone's cutting out a little bit, but you're right. It matches with G, to cause a person to become unconscious. Julian, have you ever been knocked out?
No, I don't like to fight.
Okay.
People.
What a nice man. Much better.
Greenpeace, peace man.
Thank you, Julian. Lucy, number 5.
Homicide, it's a murder.
Very good. And Michael, number 5, sorry.
Jury. A group of citizens who decide if a person is innocent or guilty of a crime.
Perfect. Number 6, Tony.
Life sentence. A guilty verdict.
That's true, but it's also for how long?
I think. Okay, a ruling that a person must stay in prison for life.
Perfect. Good job. Number 7, Aka.
Okay. Autobiography. One's personal life story written in one's own words.
Perfect. Alexandra, number 8. Alexandra, are you there? We can't hear you.
I was muted.
Okay.
Reclusa. A person who isolates themselves from society.
Very good. Excellent. And Ali, number 9.
Number 9. Dedicate. To do or give something in honor of a person or cause.
To give something, yes, very good. And honorary? Anybody want to finish that last one for us? Read the definition.
Awarded without.
H.
No?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Without fulfilling the usual requirements. So let's go ahead and read our article. If that's okay with you guys, we can go ahead and get started. Are there any questions about the vocabulary before we do that?
Yep. What's that without fulfilling the usual requirements?
So say, for example, if you need to receive an award, you have to go through something specific and accomplish it. But if you don't do that, then it would be an honorary award, a special circumstance. But you'll see it in the article. I'm sure it'll be a little bit more clear for you. Okay? So let's go ahead and start with our reading. With paragraph number 1, let's have Eduardo, do you want to start us off? Read paragraph number 1 for us.
Okay. Rubin Hurricane Carter was a middleweight American boxer. He spent 19 years behind bars for a wrongful murder conviction. Carter's struggles inspired a protest song by Bob Dylan and a Hollywood movie starring Denzel Washington.
Excellent. So any questions on the vocabulary for this paragraph?
Nope.
Who can tell me what a struggle is? A struggle.
When you are having
Suffer.
a hard time to pass a situation.
Fighting.
Something.
Exactly. So Eduardo said when you're having a hard time with a situation, that is a struggle. You might also, it might be synonymous with a fight or problems, difficulties, okay? Excellent job. So what do we know, what do we learn about Rubin in this paragraph? Lucy, what do we learn about him? What did he have to do?
He was a middleweight American boxer, and he was convicted wrongful.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob Dylan made a song about him to protest that wrong conviction. And there is a Hollywood movie called Hurricane as well.
Excellent, very good. So wrongfully convicted, and 19 years he paid the price for it. Good job. Number 2, paragraph number 2. Let's have Julian. Can you please read it for us?
Second paragraph.
Paragraph number 2, yes.
Robin Carter, born in New Jersey in 1937. He began boxing while serving in the USA Army. Carter was in trouble with the law a few times before becoming a professional boxer. In 1962, a journalist nicknamed Carter the Hurricane for his ability to knock out most of these opponents.
Okay, thank you very much. Julian, your audio is a little bit choppy, so maybe if you could try going closer to your modem, or if there's something you can do to better your connection, that would make it a little bit easier to hear you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you for your reading. That was good from what I could hear.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's talk about paragraph number 2. Any questions on the vocabulary? What was not in his favor? What was not in his favor before this issue came up? Andrew.
He had troubles with the law before becoming a professional boxer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so why do you think that would have not been in his favor when this murder issue came up?
Because he had that kind of trouble, and people already see him as how do you say, crime.
Ex-convict.
Ex-convict, yeah. So that is why he was convicted later.
Okay, thank you. Very good. I'm not sure, is it my internet connection? I'm having some problems hearing. Julian, I'm going to mute you. Sorry. I think that's what it was. Okay, perfect. Good job. Let's continue.
A question, Abby?
Yes, please.
Yes, when you are talking about this kind of Carter was in trouble with the law a few times, so it's like a background. I don't know the name to look for when you look the life of a person backwards, you know, and has some crimes. And how do you? I'm searching to know if this guy have what is
a background.
It's background,
Yeah.
the word? Okay.
Criminal records.
Or that's
Yeah, okay.
that's the technical term, yeah. But if you're talking criminal record,
Or
about like
criminal,
if you say
criminal
he's got a
past.
background, it means that he's got a history of maybe negative activity.
Yeah. Okay.
Or criminal past.
A criminal past, yeah. Criminal record is what the law would call it. That's the way to say it properly. Background is more casual, okay?
And in general, I suppose, because it worked for academic background or whatever, no? Okay.
Exactly, it's more general. But if you were to say he's got a bit of a background, then it would be a negative
context.
connotation, yeah.
Okay.
Good job. Okay, let's read paragraph number 3, and I'm going to divide this between Lucy and Michael. So can you please read the highlighted part for us, Lucy?
In 1966, the New Jersey police were looking for 2 black men in a white car. The men were wanted in connection with a triple homicide that took place in New Jersey bar.
Excellent reading. Very good. And the rest?
Reuben Carter and his friend John Artis loosely fit the witnesses' character descriptions and were arrested. Despite the lack of physical evidence, an all-white jury convicted Carter and Artis of the murders. They were both given a life sentence.
Okay, what do you think about this paragraph? Anybody who wants to share their opinion up to this point, what does this make you think or feel, or what ideas come to mind?
Obviously, because of the year, it seems like it was a little bit of racism. All-white jury and 2 black men in a white car loosely fit the witnesses. Yeah, it seems like a little bit of racism, no?
Just a little bit. Absolutely. Any other words that you guys can use to describe the situation?
Biased?
Biased. Good. Excellent.
What is loosely?
Unfair.
Unfair. Good. Unfair. I was thinking unjust. Unjust. And loosely means not firmly. So more or less.
Okay.
Like a loose pants.
Just like loose pants.
Yeah.
They might fall down, they might stay up, we don't really know. Good. Anyone else have a comment or maybe how this paragraph makes them feel? Any questions on the vocabulary? What do you think would have made the situation more fair or more just?
You mean a jury with equal black and white?
Okay. Maybe a more balanced jury?
Yeah, maybe it's because of the year, I suppose. So there was a little bit more racism than nowadays. So yeah, it's with everything, I suppose, with the police and with the way they do the research to incriminate someone. Yeah, witnesses, everything.
Good.
And also there is written like despite the lack of physical evidence, so there were not enough evidence. There was not enough evidence, so it looks like should have been like more evidence or something.
Absolutely. That's a huge aspect, a huge problem.
So before to convict, they should have a lot of evidence against these people.
What do we call that when we have enough evidence? We say the evidence is?
Lack of evidence.
Is like the evidence?
The evidence is conclusive.
Wow, never heard. What's conclusive?
It means it's final. We can draw a conclusion because there is enough evidence to have a definite truth. So you say the evidence is conclusive.
Okay.
Yeah,
and like
DNA is a conclusive proof for a lot of crimes. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. The DNA matches. That's conclusive evidence. It's solid evidence.
Yes. Sometimes it's this kind of things starts in the jail. For example, police take you. Maybe you look suspicious and take you to jail, and uh, they say that you did something. You stole these things, or you kill someone. You say no, I didn't do that, but they start to hit you and torturing you. If you are not strong enough, you agree that finally, and they sign you some papers. It's a kind of admission or confession. You can go to prison after that.
Mm,
It,
that's
it
heavy.
was it was very common in my country
Yikes. It's a heavy
in the past.
situation for sure.
In the past, yeah.
Andrew, in this situation, it's the jury who decides. The jury decides, and the judge only controls what is allowed to be shared in the courtroom. He maybe says that yes, this evidence can be shared, or no, it can't because it's not proven or it's not real evidence. But then at the end, it's the jury who makes a decision regarding.
Yeah. So
Okay,
if
so
the sorry, go ahead.
so he doesn't have final decision. It's just okay.
No, he does not. Go ahead, Akka.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So if the nowadays DNA issue is a kind of big evidence, but it's not perfect. That case I talked, DNA matches in the past, but currently for using current techniques, it was shown it's different DNA. And another issue is sometimes if the lack of evidence, sometimes kind of police said he confessed that crime, but as Ali says, sometimes it's a forceful confession, and so nowadays it's a kind of videotape of the room of how can I say the police and criminals, maybe develop improve such situation. So some countries doing that, but some countries are still not doing that.
Thank you for sharing. You're right. All right, let's continue. Thank you for reading that for us, Michael and Lucy. Let's go over to Akka. Could you read paragraph number 4?
Okay. In prison, Rubin Carter. Okay. Rubin Carter wrote an autobiography called "The 16th Round," from number 1 contender to number 45472. Many readers, including celebrities like Muhammad Ali and Bob Dylan, helped Carter and artists get a retrial. In 1976, the two men were convicted to the murders again.
Okay, so then what happened? In your own words, who can describe what happened? Maybe we could hear from Alexandra. What happened to this man?
So he spent 10 years in prison before a retrial, which was achieved by simply by celebrities. Can I say that they had a run at a retrial and got it?
Yes.
Yeah, so they got a retrial, but it didn't do any good to Carter because he was convicted of the murders again.
Perfect. Good description. And Alexandra, could you read number 5 for us?
For about 5 years, Carter became a recluse in prison. He refused all visitors and hardly talked to anybody. His supporters did not give up on him, though. In 1985, almost 20 years after Carter was imprisoned, a judge ruled that Rubin's murder conviction was a result of racism rather than reason. Rubin was a free man.
Excellent reading. Thank you for reading that for us, Alexandra. Any questions on the vocabulary for this paragraph? What happened to Rubin's personality while he was in prison? What happened to the person that he is?
I think he just broke down.
Mm-hmm.
And judging by his personal traits, judging by his character, how he acted, and just in general, you cannot be a successful boxer if you are not active, a little bit aggressive, assertive. So just imagine how this person who fights for freedom, who is assertive, who is very confident about himself, he encounters this situation when he was convicted and he was innocent. So he just broke down. Because for an average person, it's very difficult to accept this situation. And for such person like Carter, I think that was something which is very hard to imagine, very difficult. So I think he just broke down.
Absolutely. That's a great way to describe it. What do you guys think about his supporters? What can you say about them? What about you, Andriy? What could you say about the supporters that he have and the kind of people that they were?
I can say they were great supporters because they didn't give up. And finally, after 20 years, he was free.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it's amazing, but he lost his valuable 20 years. Mm-hmm. It's like almost all his life.
Yeah, it's a huge, huge loss for him.
It's a huge part of his life.
Eduardo, why do you think it might have been difficult not to give up on him? If you put yourself in that situation, maybe you're Bob Dylan, why might it have been difficult to continue to support him?
Why?
Yeah.
Well, Bob Dylan is and Muhammad Ali is after the autobiography, so it's when he has hopes already, is his second trial. So I think after that it's going to be more difficult because, like Alexandra said, is breakdown, become more introspective. He doesn't want anything, doesn't want to talk. So, and it is in this moment when people help him a lot, I suppose, because you need a lot of things to achieve and appeal, and then a double sentence like this one. So, yeah, I don't know who motivates. I think fans. I mean, it's more for me. It's more about family and close friends who fight for you all over the years. So yeah, it's interesting to see. Maybe this kind of books, the autobiography and other things. I don't know all the story, but that make people to feel about him and think that it is innocent. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, thank you. No, I agree with you, Eduardo. Maybe you would start to think, oh, maybe he is guilty. 2 sentences, 2 convictions, right? Maybe you'd start to doubt your ideas. Let's continue with Ali. Could you read number 6 for us?
Okay. Rubin Carter moved to Toronto, Canada, to be close to the organization that worked hard to help free him. He dedicated his life to helping wrongfully convicted prisoners.
So he had already given 19 years of his life for a sentence that he did not commit. What does this paragraph teach you about him, Ali, about the type of person he is?
Yes, I think the prison is a change his personality, and uh, uh, it was very hard for him, and he wanted to nobody fell into this situation again, because it's a very difficult situation, I think, and he decided to struggle this kind of situation, this kind of decision.
For me, it says, wow, what a nice person to reach out and help others after all that time, right?
Nice person.
Absolutely. Andrew, number 7.
In 1993, the World Boxing Council awarded Rubin Carter an honorary championship title belt. People around the world learned about Carter's story when Denzel Washington starred as the boxer in 1999 film called The Hurricane.
Excellent. Good job. So what is the honorary championship title belt, Andre? How did he earn that? Was it through fighting?
No, it was. I guess he died in before he got this belt, or I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe no. It wasn't for his fighting. It's because of his personality, his will to help others, maybe, and his will through his struggle in the prison.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe they gave that to him after he passed.
I don't know when did he pass?
Actually, he passed away this year in April, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So he was awarded with this championship belt before he passed away. Thank you, Alexandra. So, Michael, do you understand what the honorary championship title belt is now? He didn't actually box to receive it, but they still gave it to him?
So, for what?
Because of the type of person that he was, and because his career as a boxer was taken from him.
Oh, okay.
He never would have had a chance to win it because of a wrong conviction. So they gave it to him even though he didn't win it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
That is why make him honor.
Yeah, it honored him.
It was a kind of mistake against him. Maybe it's a kind of apologize, something like.
Yeah, something to make up for the mistake that was against him.
Yeah.
Any other comments or questions about that one? And our last paragraph, Eduardo.
Okay, Rubin Carter suffered from prostate cancer and died at the age of 76. Former world champion Mike Tyson called Carter a symbol of racial injustice.
Okay, very good. So what kind of story or idea did Rubin Carter leave behind, Eduardo? How did he affect people that came after him?
And you mean in the field of boxing or in general?
In general, like what did he do for the world? How has his story affected the world or other people?
Well, it's a story of injustice, but I think in the United States, sorry, a lot of people relate this kind of injustice with racism, because it's pretty obvious in the movie. But nowadays everything changed, of course, in that aspect. So I suppose it's a figure of impressive life, trying to survive his own situation, no? At jail, like Nelson Mandela or any other famous person that spent a lot of his or her life in a, with it, and it was an injustice. So yeah, I suppose it's alive. So it's a real history. Motivate a lot of people to help other people, I suppose, in the same situation. Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. So that is our article. Does anyone have any questions or comments about the vocabulary? Something you'd like to ask before we close?
Maybe the kind of the situation. Maybe he experienced the meet some people or many people in the jail, and he was sure some people or many people were arrested in such a wrong, unjust way. That's the reason why he supported that group after he was released.
No, that's a good point, Aka. Probably, for sure, that was a huge part of it, right?
Yes.
Good. Well, you guys did a wonderful job. There's a million stories, really, of people who are wrongly convicted, but at least this lesson helped you talk about some subjects that might be a little bit controversial, like racism or wrongful conviction or life sentences. So you guys were at least able to practice your English. Good job. Congratulations. You guys did really well. Thank you for coming to my class. I have one more. Actually, I've got 2 more classes. The next hour is for more to beginner to lower intermediate level speakers, but you're more than welcome to join me, okay? Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye bye.